Hi, I'm Adrian Stuckey from 24 Hour Music. If you watch this video, you'll learn how to set up our little electric violins. This one here, beautiful red one. These are wooden violins. They're not plastic. And so even though they're limited body, laminated maple, they sound really great. And for the money, wow, they're just amazing. As opposed to, say, a Yamaha, which you'll spend about $1,500 on the silent version. But that's how they come. You've got the little black satchel. The bridge is in this compartment here, and that's what we're going to be setting up. The bridge, doing a tune-up and having a little look at that. So you'll find your bridge there. I've already put the battery in the compartment, and I've already fitted that bridge to make sure that it feels pretty good. Maybe leave it to your teacher or perhaps yourself about what kind of action you'd like at the nut here, how low you would like that. I could do that, but everyone's different. So at the moment it's a pretty medium height, but we've set the bridge nice and low. The first thing you'll notice is that the top is not curved like the real violin. It's flat and it sits on that black portion. So let's get the violin out, and we'll just pop the case over here and we'll just quickly fit that bridge and start a tune up. If you've tuned up a normal violin before, you know that it takes a while to get it into pitch. It will keep slipping as you start to tighten up the string. So same to here, because this is timber. Even though it's painted in lacquer, it's maple timber, laminated. So all we do is, you'll notice on the bridge I've written there tail. There's a little word called tail. That obviously means for the tail piece. So what we do is we just take our bridge and just slide it under those strings. These are nice and slack. And we're just going to start to guide the strings onto some little notches. You'll see them just on the top there. There's some string notches. Okay, so they're just going to go, tail goes to the back. We put it in that little black area there that's for the pickup, and we just guide the strings onto the notches. And then just slowly and gently pick the bridge up. And you'll actually see it just slide up. See it coming up there? Strings come out from under there. Right, strings are now coming up there and into position. As with a normal violin, you'll see there's a slight angle there, halfway on the angle, and it's over the sound post. Well, this here, you've got your pickup, and it's right on that black area where normally in an acoustic violin the sound post would be, but we need a slight angle back. So that bridge has got a little angle back. It's already been set. All the holes are in place now. The right string gauge is that way. The height, it's nice and low. It can go lower. It's fine. You could go to a violin maker or a repair or a teacher, or someone that's good with woodwork, and that could be trimmed there and that same. As usual, of course, pegs on violins sometimes get a bit stiff. You need to pull them out and maybe scuff them with a little green piece of matting, or some very fine, that's wet and dry. You can rub those up. But these should be fine. So now we'll just bring it up to tension. It'll take a little while. We're set there now. There's our little fine tuner fully out. So we'll come up, bring up the G, and remember that you need to push the peg as you hold there to tune. We've got to have some tension to keep that peg in the hole, otherwise it'll slip. So there's our G. Bum, nice. Now when I do the D, when I do the D string, of course it's going to slip. So we'll reference that. Nice, but our G, drop down, ba. Bring that up. Nip the D up again. Each time we do a string, we need to tiny bit tune it up to get it back to pitch. Check that the strings are in the slots, and then nice, and then go back to our D and our G. So we slowly bring them up to tension, and then do the high E. That's it, we're nearly there. and just nip them up. It's timber. Obviously once the tension comes on, the other strings are pulled slightly slacker, and then we slowly bring them up just like a normal acoustic violin, because at the end of the day, even though this is electric, it still rings. We can hear it acoustically, just not as loud with a solid spruce top or a carved maple back. So we just keep tweaking. There we go. Nice. There we go. So one other thing that we'd like to check too, just to let you know, that's the on-off button. We've got our little headphone here. That's where our headphone comes out. We want to plug into an amplifier there, and I would recommend that you use digital reverb and delay. If you've seen any of the videos that are on my violin sales, the friend of mine, Adrian, actually, that's playing that violin, we're using reverb, and that's what's giving it that lovely sound that sounds like you're in a concert hall. Tone and volume. So that goes on, and our light comes on. Now, what happens if the battery goes flat? Well, quick change of that. You must do it this way, please. So we can rock the violin over like that. That's fine. A little bit of weight on there, as long as you're on a soft surface. This is sponge, nice soft surface. So all we do is there's a tiny little nut at the back of that rest there, just where my finger is. Okay, so we just undo that, pull that away, and when you're looking down, it's clockwise motion, and it's as simple as this. You watch this. There's our little nut that comes out, brass nut, and this comes off, and that exposes our battery compartment. So now we've got our battery compartment exposed. There's our battery. So we can replace our battery, put the cover back in, and then it's a little bit funky because you've got to now go backwards. You've got to put that nut back on that little end of the bolt there, find that in position, talking this through, and then screw it. And looking down on it now, it's anti-clockwise. So we screw that anti-clockwise, and we're all back in position. There's our nut, there's our battery compartment, which is there. Okay, and that's all changed battery, new, nice and fresh, ready to go. Didn't take too long, did it? If we were changing it, that's literally how long it would take. Our bridge is in position. We can now check our tuning again. Little tweak and we're away. There we go. Lovely, and you've got your fine tuner just for your high string, which may slip from time to time. So, welcome to the Sojing violin. It's a pretty cool little machine, and well priced, and yet you can be out there doing professional gigs. Good quality sound, nice little pickup. That's called a piezo pickup. So it's a silicon-based small pickup, and have fun. Thanks for purchasing the violin. Bye bye.